I need a replacement front door. Rubber seal's perishing and I want to upgrade on security. Can't be too careful these days. Neighbourhood is not what it once was. I've never much liked the door I've currently got at any rate. White UPVC. Oof. It was all the rage when I first had it done, but it done half a track muck. For the past 20 years, I've been out there on a weekly basis giving it a good wipe down with a damp J-cloth. Well, that's enough. Time for a change. I fancy a nice wood effect one in dark brown to hide the grime. Now, it pays to shop around, so I asked for a few quotes. Dynamic Dave's Doors and Windows, not to be confused with any other company with a similar name, were the first to show me their wares. Abigail was the name of the rep. Introduced herself as Abby. Said I could call her Abby. I said, "Thank you, Abigail, and you can call me Mrs. Grayson." I don't like using shortened forenames. It's a bit too familiar for my liking. Anyways, after admiring the family photos on display and asking after the welfare of my grandchildren, Abigail explained, extensively and at length, why the company she represented was the company I could trust. And then, after I'd picked the door and accessories that I liked, she explained she was going to show me the price without any discounts and jotted it down on a pad. £6,499.99. You heard right. £6,499.99 for a door. The 99p making all the difference, of course. She asked me what I thought. I told her. I thought it was outdacious. I told her if it was a toss-up between a cruise around the Adriatic and a door, I'd choose the cruise. Before I'd even finished the sentence, she adopted a well-practiced grin, like she was fully expecting that response. She thought I meant the price was outdacious, but I was, in fact, referring to the sales pitch, which was fast becoming the stuff of BBC Watchdog's rogue traders. Where's that hidden camera when you need one? She then proceeded to tot up the various discounts available to me. The first-time customer discount, the senior citizen discount, and not forgetting the discount if I signed on the dotted line without further ado discount. And look, the price had dramatically reduced to an incredible £3,499.99. Yeah, £3,499.99 for a door. She looked thoroughly delighted with herself and asked what I thought now. I wanted to borrow a signature phrase from my grandson Adrian, namely, "Shut that front door and call me Mary," or rather, shut the replacement front door in this instance. Somehow, I managed to contain myself. I said I still thought it was outdacious and I wasn't interested as I didn't like the sales technique at all. She reluctantly began to pack away her stuff with a face like a slapped bottom. Why she had a face on, I don't know. I'd been exceedingly polite throughout, despite the tidal wave of unremitting bunkum she'd been spouting. Then, surprise, surprise, she explained that she needed to ring Dynamic Dave himself before she left. And who'd have guessed? They had just done a big job in the area and so could do a special one-off deal just for me for a mere £1,499.99. Well, how fortuitous is that? How fortunate was I? By this point, she could have offered it me for £9.99, with a weekend in Paris thrown in as a bonus, and I wouldn't have gone for it. I'm nobody's fool. The whole exercise felt like an insult to my intelligence. I used to be young and gorgeous once. Stay with me on this. This will make sense eventually. Now, I'm just grey and gorgeous, if you don't mind me saying. But I've gone through that difficult transition between jaw-dropping when I walk into a room to invisibility. With age comes not only wisdom, but also invisibility. People no longer see me. They just see an old lady, someone to be patronised at best, or gullible and ripe for exploitation at worst. They read me wrong. I take good care of myself. I eat right. I still have my schoolgirl figure. I keep myself sprightly. I enjoy hill walking in the Dales and do Pilates twice a week at the church hall. I can still do high kicks these youngsters would be envious of. And, thank the Lord, I still have all my marbles. But all they see is an old lady. I, on the other hand, am not a woman to be underestimated. I got a phone call last Tuesday. I don't usually pick 'em up. I let 'em go to voicemail usually, but I was waiting for a call from my chiropody, so this once I did. A very nice lady on the other end of the phone explained that I'd won a round-the-world cruise in a lottery. I hadn't even entered. I know, amazing. I mean, the odds on winning a lottery are meant to be astronomical, aren't they? But to win one I hadn't even entered. Well, now that is truly astounding. I told her, thank you very much, and I'd love to take you up on your kind offer, but unfortunately I suffer from agoraphobia and I'll never leave the house. Don't think she knew what agoraphobia was. I educated her. I told her, it's when you hear something that's too good to be true, because it usually is. Good night and God bless. Then I put phone down on her. I'd wasted enough of my valuable time and I've got less time left than her. It's one of my big peeves with God. I've told him. I don't understand why he allows people without a conscience to function, never mind breathe. I'm not telling you anything I haven't already told him. Still, he works in mysterious ways, and sometimes even through the BBC. One of the few blessings of getting older is daytime TV. I watch all the consumer programmes. Rip Off Britain is my favourite. 3 lovely, mature female presenters, and lots of sage advice. So many of us oldies are taken for a ride. It's shameful. But not this one. No, not this one. Nevertheless, it took me about another half hour to get Abigail to the front door, and just as she was about to exit, she dropped her tranquilments and burst into tears. Inconsolable she was. I took her through to the kitchen against my better instincts, having nearly gotten rid of her, and I made her a nice cup of tea. I let her cry. She were heartbroken. I let her get it out. I'm a great believer in tears being a gift to help us heal. Once the racking sobs had subsided, I said, "Oh, for goodness sake, Abigail, what is the matter?" She said, "I'm so ashamed of myself, so ashamed. You remind me of my grandmother. I hate this job, hate it, and I'm rubbish at it. Wish I'd never started it, but if I don't get a commission soon, I don't know how I'll feed me kids." If it was yet more bunkum, I reckon she would have needed to be an actress of Meryl Streep proportions. She had me convinced, and I take some convincing. "You're in wrong profession," I said. "You have an art. You don't need one of those if you're going to be successful in your line of work." She sobbed and sighed, and I said, "Wait here." I went and got 5 £20 notes out my handbag, came back and placed them on the kitchen table. "There, feed your babbies," I said. "Oh, I couldn't, Mrs. Grayson, I couldn't." "Yes, you can," I said. "I've been there. And any road, it's not a gift, it's a loan. You know where I live, and when you're in a position to pay me back, you know where I am." "But," she said. "No buts," I said. "My life's behind me now, but yours is ahead of you. Make better choices." And I gave her a pamphlet from my church. "Come unto me, all ye that labour and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28-29. There are good people out there. There is help and support out there. Duncan, that's our vicar, well, he might be a bit trendy, but I do admire his social conscience. He'd help. His husband Graham would help. We'd all help. We've got like this mini Citizens Advice Bureau going on at St Michael's. Lord knows it's needed these days to cope with the overflow. And don't worry, you don't need to be religious, I told her. You don't need a membership card. I'm not real bothered whether I get the money back or not. The way I see it, it's my duty to help. If there was more kindness in the world, there'd be a lot less pain. Now, how she responds is up to her. I've not control over that. But I did phone Duncan and tell him to keep an eye out, just in case. He knows where I'm coming from. We're on the same wavelength. Words are all well and good, but actions. Actions speak volumes. That's my motto.